Hi everyone, hi, it's Jane Tara from Better Reading, and I'm absolutely thrilled to be sitting here with one of my favourite authors today. And yes, it is one. I know there's two people here, and I know you all read this author, but you might not be aware that Nicci French is actually the pen name for writing partnership, Nicci Gerrard and Sean French, who are here today in the Better Reading office. And from the UK, and they were just telling me you've been here twice before. So yeah,
it's really nice.
Yeah.
Especially back in February when it's so cold, dark, grey, and wet. Here,
will you get a little bit of a holiday first?
holiday.
I mean, sorry, after tour. Yeah.
Our plan was to spend weeks more, but just life interfered. And,
Yeah.
And we're also in the middle of, we're about halfway through a book. And
Yeah.
We've really got to get actually.
The book is calling us back.
Ah, that's great. Well, it's good news for us because, of course, they're here in Australia promoting The Favour, which I read last week, and is just actually it was a two sitting reading for me. I couldn't put it down. Now I sort of came late to reading thrillers. Actually, I'm sort of more of a sort of non-fiction, also women's fiction. But when I started working at Better Reading, I suddenly got into the whole genre, and I devour it now. And I think not The Lying Room was the first one that I read of yours, and then I was like, oh, and they've got a backlist, and then House of Correction, and now The Favour. And I know a lot of you are reading it. They're just starting to come up here in comments. If you have a question that you want to ask Nicci and Sean, just please ask away. I've got lots of questions here. You can see my paper because I'm really, really fascinated by how you write together.
It's still quite mysterious to us, in fact. We can often wonder about it. And almost if we understood it completely, maybe it would fall apart, like something magical. But the real thing is that we never write together. We never sit at a keyboard and write together and suggest things to each other. Writing just isn't like that for us. It can disappear disappear down the rabbit hole. So what we do is we'll spend weeks and months preparing a book, talking about the plot, the kind of feeling of it, the characters, the voice of the central protagonist. And then when we're ready, when we've both got the same book in each other's head, that's when we'll start writing. And Sean has a little shed in the garden, and I have an attic room at the top of the house. I mean, we're as far from each other as we can possibly be. And one of us will write, say, the first chapter, and they will email it to the other, who is then free to add to it, to edit it, to change it, or even to erase it and rewrite it completely. And then they will write, say, the next chapter, and they will email it back. So
it's
so
fascinating to me. It is brilliant.
I mean, it's still also. I mean, I think we started writing our first book on the first day, I think, of 1995. So we've been doing it a long time, and it still feels weird. It feels like it shouldn't work. And I think we did our first book as an experiment. It was like because we were both journalists, and we had the idea of. I mean, we had talked about the idea of could we do it? Could we create one voice? And then we came across an idea in our first book,
The memory
game. Yeah. And so when we started that book, the real question was, not would we have a career as Nicci French, is would we actually be able to stay married while writing together and produce something that we sort of didn't look insane.
Yes.
And I think the thing that really took us by surprise once we got like a quarter of the way through, got really into it, is what we found is we somehow could write differently as Nicci French, although Nicci French didn't exist then, we didn't have a name. And I mean, if I just say completely personally, I feel that when I, put on the mask of Nicci French, I am somehow free to write in a way I can't write on my own, or it's different. And I think, and it's, that's what makes it exciting. And it's totally strange. It still feels
Well, it's not really that strange when you consider so many of the artistic, like art forms where people do put on a character or they put on a mask of some sort, and then they perform and they reach out to their audience in whatever way. And so I said to you that I did some research last night and went down the bit of a rabbit hole watching YouTube clips and everything. So I saw a little bit of how, because it fascinates me how you write so well together and remain married. But it is that third person. You have Nicci French as a part of
and so when we write, it's not a matter. And it's not a compromise. We're not kind of negotiating between these two voices. It absolutely feels like we are writing into this third voice, the voice that we've created together. In a way, it's almost like the voice of our relationship together. It's the way we explore the world together. And it has been, as Sean was saying, it's been uniquely liberating. And it's been fun. And we have felt that we kind of pushed each other to go in new directions and different directions. So as long as that continues, then
I love it so much. And that really is the creative muse at work, isn't it? In whatever form. You never truly understand what it is.
I mean, there is something. There is. I mean, yes. It sounds pretentious to say it, but it's. I mean, we do lots of planning. It's worked out. But when it works, something starts happening. And it's. And I think particularly with the idea that when it's the two of us doing it together. I mean, I do have a strange thing. When I we now have quite a shelf load of books that we've written, and if I pick up an old book and look at it, I don't quite feel it belongs to me. It's been written by someone else.
It belongs to me. Just had a postman come in. So I think as Nicci French, you've written, is it 24 books? About 24 books?
It's 26, we believe. I think it's.
I know it's
extraordinary.
Yeah.
I mean, but we have made a pledge to each other and to ourselves that it's never going to just become the day job. I mean, you do have to turn up to work. You have to work hard.
Absolutely.
You have to treat it kind of seriously as a profession. At the same time, we really want to make each book a fresh new beginning. We want to do something different. We want to put ourselves in a danger zone. We want to challenge ourselves, and that's very important. I mean, I think that's why we can do it for so long.
Yeah, I do think. I mean, when you talk about taking it seriously, I did actually hear that, Sean, you're not as good as meeting deadlines, but you do bake bread.
Oh, yeah. The first time I met Sean, we were at this before when I was still married. I think we met at a launch party of a mutual friend, and we had a very nice, very brief conversation. It was about deadlines, and I'm too good at meeting deadlines. I'm way ahead of deadlines. And Sean said he never met a deadline, but when a deadline was approaching, he would bake bread. And it is true that when I then got to know him, if I walked into the house and smelled the lovely smell of baking bread,
it's wonderful.
I think, oh no, another deadline.
But also, what? I mean, there are lots of different things you bring to writing books, but one of them is you have to turn up.
Absolutely.
And I think that, and Nicci has so many wonderful qualities.
Yes.
She has also the most important. I mean, I feel, I could just about imagine I might have been able to write one of these on my own. I think I'd be one of these one book authors. And I never quite got around to that's really important.
But I heard you saying he's got great ideas. You must drive the deadlines and together you create magic.
But I say Nicci has great ideas. But I'm not saying that I have the ideas and Nicci is the sergeant major. I know.
There was one occasion where we sat in for technology reasons, too boring to go into. We were kind of trapped together in this tiny little room, both writing.
Yeah.
And it was a very kind of strange and illuminating and not particularly good experience, partly because I was there kind of stuck to the keyboard, being kind of over disciplined, and Sean kind of wandered in and out, and he kind of came in a bit later than me, and then he very nicely made me coffee, and then he made me more coffee, and then he wanted to talk about what we were having for lunch, and then he wanted to talk about what we were having for supper, and then he had a crossword clue that he wanted help with, and then he saw a bird at the bird table and he wanted us to identify it, and then finally the last straw when the kind of walk out the room was when he said, "I know what we're going to do. We're going to learn Russian together." And that was that. But that doesn't just show me being uber disciplined and Sean not being disciplined. It shows that Sean is kind of wide open for ideas. I mean, often Sean will have really good ideas for the next novel, just as we're starting the present one. And that sometimes can be a bit frustrating, but also that's how ideas happen. They happen when you're not ready for them. And Sean is always kind of available and suggestible.
I feel sitting here like being discussed. I mean, it's a very interesting case. I think he's managing quite well in the world at the moment. You know, if long as he's looked after, you know, don't let him wander too far.
That's very funny. But you know, I understand that. I understand I write as well, so I'm more like Sean in that, you know, the deadline keeps looming, but I'm, you know, I'll be pacing and eating Nutella out of a jar or getting up and, you know, and doing that. But there's a kind of layering to my personal process when that happens. So I do get that. Yeah, you can be let out now.
Yes. Yes. It's like in the eating as well. I think that kind of standing by the fridge kind of is very important.
Yes. Oh, yes, absolutely. I'm going to read some comments here from our readers. There's many coming in. Hello, everyone. How great to have this session from Carolyn. Meredith says, I love all your books, Nicci and Sean.
Oh, thank you,
Jill
Meredith.
says, hello,
That's very
everyone.
nice.
Emma says, I cannot wait to pick up one of your books. And she says, wow, 26. That's amazing. Congratulations. Jill says, have never read your books, but I've heard many good reports. We'll go out and get it. And one of the great things about these books are you can read them as a standalone. So while there's an amazing backlist, you don't have to start at the beginning. Just, you know, start with one of these and find your way to the next one after that. Let's just talk about the favour for the moment. Anthony says, hello, folks. Leonie, hello. So I've heard you talk about how, you know, your ideas they do come from sort of more mundane things, you know, and I love that. I love that about your stories because, you know, you're able to really put yourself in the shoes of the characters. It could be me that stuffs up and finds myself in that situation, you know, and I'm like yelling at her going, no, don't, it's a really bad idea, but I could have done it, you know.
That's absolutely at the heart of what and it wasn't, again, that's not a plan. That's you know, we write about the things that scare us.
Yeah.
And the things that scare us are not that a terrorist bomb is going to go off. It's about something will unravel in your life. And that, you know, or you'll make a wrong, and we've seen it in our own lives, and we've seen it in your friends' lives. Yeah. It can just be a little thing, or you suddenly discover things. Yeah. Someone was lying to you. Yeah. Or you have a terrible bit of bad luck. Yeah. Or you meet the wrong person. You know, that we're really interested in those, and often ordinary kind of problems or dilemmas. Yeah. You can just turn the dial a bit. Yeah. You can turn it. I mean, I love that. Turn the dial, because that's what you do consistently through your books. And as a reader, I always feel that pressure as it keeps going up, and there's the twists and turns. Oh my God, I call it
I was just going to say, we absolutely, what Sean was saying about not writing about kind of a stranger leaping out it, or sometimes a stranger, but not kind of big global events, not about saving the world, but just about the intimate dread of things that go on in families. I mean, we often say that we've got the rest of our life, there are ideas. Yeah. If you live in a family, or have lived in a family, or have been in a relationship or in one, there's your psychological thriller. Yeah. And that just, what is it like to feel jealous? What is it like to feel disgusted? What is it like to feel lonely? All the things that we know. And then you make that. I mean, the thriller is a wonderful, elastic form like that. You can be as kind of bleak as you like, as adventurous, as dark as you like. You can go anywhere. And it's a way of kind of exploring the things that make us anxious, and partly kind of shining a light on those fears, and partly kind of writing a really compelling thriller, and partly giving a kind of shape to the method.
I know you do so much preparation before you start writing, so I guess it's that merging into Nicci French before, so you're both completely on the same page for it. I've got to ask, do you have pets? But they must get very confused by the conversations. Not all humans are like this, you know. It's like your conversations must be amazing, really kind of unraveling the human psyche over breakfast, or you know.
We have a very neurotic dog. So
Yeah.
and I didn't know explain by her problem. I was wondering why she's behaving like
Yeah.
She's a very blithe dog. She doesn't.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah, I've got a very neurotic dog at home too, and I don't have that excuse, you see. So, yeah. So, what about the inspiration for the latest one? So, it really is, you know, an first love turning up on Jude, the protagonist, her into her life to ask for a favour, and it's a really simple,
It's a simple
premise
premise. Yeah.
that just every step of the way you're going, Jude, don't
Yeah.
you've got your life together. You've got she's you know, a doctor, she's getting married, she's so
Exactly.
yeah.
So we actually had the idea, or the kind of germ of the idea for this book for many, many years. We had a conversation about what would you do if someone came to you who you had particular reason to feel, you know, kind of emotionally obliged to, or you were very close to, just came back to you and said, will you do me a favour? And was it your moral duty to unconditionally say yes before you even knew what the favour was?
I love that.
And because we couldn't quite agree on this, and because we kept kind of coming back to it, there's a book in there somewhere, but we needed to find how, you know, what that book was, what the kind of structure of that book was. And it was when we thought about Jean, who, as you say, she is a good girl.
Yeah.
She is one of these people who's in control of her life. She's on track. As you say, she's got a really great job, which she loves. She's engaged to be married. They're going to buy a house. And life is laid out in front of her. It's very dangerous in a Nicci French book. As soon as someone thinks that their life is laid out,
something's going to go wrong. I go, no, that's going to be problematic.
That solid ground is not solid ground. It's thin ice. Anyway, into her life comes this person that she knew, her passionate first love, in a relationship that kind of ended in a dramatic but quite unresolved way.
Yeah.
And he asked her for a favour. And because it's a Nicci French novel, she says, yes.
Yeah.
And because it's a Nicci French novel, that's a terribly bad idea. And as you say, it's like every step takes her further into a kind of nightmarish world.
I was so stressed reading this book, I've got to tell you, which was great. I love that. I do. Emma, right, I found so many awesome new authors and books because of us. Great to find new to me authors, and I'm intrigued. I'll add the favour to my to be read pile. Emma says the pacing is definitely a part of writing. I want to ask you, how do you celebrate? Well, do you celebrate, you know, typing out the end, whichever one of you does it, or do you celebrate, you know, getting this into your hands, or are you just too busy writing the next book?
You know, I always thought before I wrote books that there would be, you know, right in the end, a great moment.
Yeah.
And in fact, a book doesn't quite end like that. So because you finish your first draft and then you go over it, you share it to your agent and your publisher, and they've got, you know, they're always really useful comments that you're then attentive. And then, you know, then the book is proofed and you have to correct, you know, to go through and see all the misspellings or mistakes. So actually, by the time it's finished, you're kind of just, you know, it sort of drifts to an end, and then by that time we're usually well into the next book.
There have to be ways of ritualising that, and which I love rituals. I love that glass of champagne. I love one of the ways we celebrate the first book that we wrote, The Memory Game. Somebody was asking us in an event the other day, what do we do when we got the first check?
Yes.
And what we did is we came to Australia. So we spent all the money on taking all our children to Australia. And
so you should.
That's what it's for. Little moments of celebration. Like writing. There are days when it's just going. There are days when it goes terribly, and then you just try and keep going. And there are days when it's going well, and then that feels like, you know, we're always having little mini celebrations. And treating ourselves. And in a way, what you want when a book is published, the big thing you want, beyond anything else, is to be able to write the next one. And just to be in the kind of, in a position, not just a financial position, but in a psychological position, to be
Yeah.
able to write the next one.
Yeah, and that's very
Yeah.
true. Psychological position
And I
as
was,
well.
in a way, one of the times where the book really is finished actually is when you start meeting an ordinary person who's read it.
Yes.
You know, then it's almost like then the book is left,
Yeah.
and then it belongs to readers who then have, and that's always
Yeah.
really interesting because the book is always slightly different from
Yeah.
the way you think it is once people respond to it.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's taken away that, I mean, and what there always are. I mean, we really are. There's lots of things we think about when we're writing a book. But one is the main characters. What is the reader meant to feel? What are
Yeah.
you? How engaged are you? Are you kind of a bit repelled by them? Are you
Yeah.
completely sympathetic? And obviously with Jude, she goes through the book making a series
Yeah.
of decisions, which are basically bad decisions, you
Yeah.
could say.
Yeah.
And in a way, so we were kind of. So it's been very interesting.
Yeah.
Something like that. Then it's very interesting when you meet just ordinary readers.
Yeah.
And how they
I
respond.
think I was reading the book and Jude, because Jude, you know, she just shouldn't have gone there, you know,
That's true.
but you know, because you keep her in this realm of like, she's just a good person and also feels a little obligated,
Mhm.
you know. I did remember Michael Robotham was once in here doing a podcast, and one of the things he said is he puts up a sign and he on it says make them care, you know.
yes.
And I all the way through I was reading this thinking of that, because it's great writing advice, but I was thinking of that because every step of the way you care about Jude, you actually want her to be okay, you know. So look, it's a great read. It's an absolutely amazing read. I know a lot of you out there, we have a session every Thursday that's very, very popular at 2 p.m. called What Are You Reading? And we're already getting comments through that people are reading this. So The Favour, I know a lot of you have read House of Correction and The Lying Game, which were the last couple, but this one is out now. How long are you in Australia for?
We're going to Adelaide for the festival.
Oh,
Thursday,
right, yes.
And then we're flying home next Wednesday.
Great. Okay. Well, you were here for summer, so
It's been lovely. It's been lovely to be here.
yeah. So Nicci, Gerrard, Sean French is Nicci French, and I've just met one of my favourite authors. How cool! One of them. No, she's here. She's sitting in
Yeah,
between them. Nicci French. Yeah. Thanks.